Alrighty, kids, I don't know about you, but it is freaking hot out there. So why would you go outside and play sports like all the good kids used to when you can sit inside and play your gaming systems? I can't see why you'd go outside. And I think one great thing about the Xbox and the PS3 is you can play sports games on your system and pretend that you're playing the sports. I don't know, there's something strangely paradoxical about that. The game I'm reviewing today is Skate 2. Now, Skate 1 was one of my biggest surprises of '06. It came out, it was fantastic, it was a brilliant game. I just loved everything they did with it. The momentum-based gameplay, the way that the tricks handled with the flick mechanics, the whole vibe of the game, the soundtrack, everything. There was none of this Bam Margera, let's drive shopping carts bollocks. Skate 2 picks up with that and runs with it. However, I just feel that they've dropped the ball a little bit. It's still a great game. The mechanics are sound, and they've actually added a whole new level to it in the sense that you can lift your feet off the boards, and you can you can do bonelesses and cavemens now. So they've added this whole new mechanic to it where by pressing a face button you can change what you're actually doing. The thing with it is that's probably the biggest innovation. There's stuff like skitching, the Thrasher Hall of Meat's been improved, but just they've lost the feel. This sounds strange. It's not Tony Hawk bad, they've lost the feel. Like, it's not to the point where Bam Margera's making an appearance and telling you to go smash through signs to make an appearance or step in dog crap to do it. So it's none of that. But at the same time, there's something about the feel that it doesn't work. The creative character's not even close to as good. It doesn't. I don't know, you still look like a mongoloid. No matter what you do, you still look like a mongoloid. The clothing options are a bit more restricted in this one. I don't know, I expected them to kind of take a leap forward with it, but they've just kind of stagnated. It sounds terrible saying that, and I mean, this is the curse of the yearly or so sequel, but I just don't think they've gone forward enough with it. So I'll go on to some scores and give you a bit more of a rundown. Now, the visuals on this are pretty good. The character models look fairly good, even though, as I say, your character still looks like a mongoloid, so it doesn't really change anything. I mean, you can make a good-looking mongoloid, you're still a mongoloid. It's the actual vibe, like the feel of the city, it feels run down, and the more you liberate areas, the brighter it gets and stuff like that. So they've managed to convey the sense that it's not a good place to be a skater anymore. The tricks in that look very good. I noticed a couple of glitches actually where I was meant to be doing one trick or one grab or whatever, and it'd just kind of like zip into another one. It wasn't terrible, but I noticed it a fair bit, like more than I did in the other one. So, for everything that it still does right, and it looks great and it handles well, and your character still plays along very well. I don't know, it just doesn't sell me. So I'm going to give the visuals on this one, 7.5 out of 10. Now onto the sound. Now the sound is a different kettle of fish. The actual voice acting is very good. It's all of the pros and stuff like that. The board sound alright. You can hear the ambient noise in the background. One thing that's a bit disappointing is the soundtrack. They've gone for a few more unknown bands, and most of them are pretty good, but I don't know. You just can't top Devo, David Bowie, Motorhead, Cheap Trick, and ZZ Top. I mean, you set the bar too high in the first instance, lads. So for all the good songs on the soundtrack, there's just nothing there that really gels or really jumps out at you like it did in the old one. So for everything that it does right, the ambient noises, all of the talking and all of that kind of thing, the sound of bones breaking sounds fantastic. It lacks that little bit of polish. So it's very good, but not as good as the last one. So I'm going to give the sound on this one an 8 out of 10. Now I'm going to go on to the gameplay now. It's more of a refined Skate 1. There's things about it that are better. I find some things are actually worse. I find the controls are actually a second delay. Not a second, but like there's a slight delay in what you're actually doing and what actually comes up, like what actual movie does. So you flick it, and then he does a different thing to what you're, not different, but he does it delayed to when you actually did it. So I think it's to do with the whole idea of coming off your board. They've got to factor in that whole idea that you may miss the trick and run off. So I can see why it's there. I don't know, it kind of ruined the feel. That said, the whole idea of lifting your feet off the board, all of that kind of stuff works really, really well. And if you're a fan of Skate 1, you'll be a fan of this one. The challenges are harder. There's more things to do. There's more areas to explore, and there's more. Everything's fantastic. Another good mechanic is the idea that every area might have like a pool with water in it. So you pay a certain amount, and someone will come along and they'll suck all the water out of the pool, so you can now use that to skate. Or they'll put like the bars on all the rails and stuff. so you can pay a guy to come along and jimmy them off. So one thing you found was that money was actually worth it in this. In the last one, I had $150,000 and nothing to spend it on. This, I can see that I'll be, you'll need all your money, even when you're playing just free skate after you've completed the career. So I'm going to give the gameplay in this one, same as the last one, 9 out of 10. Still a great game to play, just not progressing anything further than it was before. Just a refinement rather than a revolution. So I'm going to give the game all up a score of 8 out of 10. It's not the second coming of skate. Well, it is technically, but it's not going to make you think, wow, it's so different. It's such a change. It's a refinement on a very good formula that was there in the first place. So it's not going to set the world on fire, but it's still a solid entry in the series, and it's probably the best skating game out there. Well, I'd say nearly in existence. I know Jamie would say skate or die, but sometimes you just got to come into the right decade. So until next time, guys. My name's Jason, and why would you go outside? Explain to me. I mean, look at me. I'm sweating like a pig. I could use it to go, like, cook things or something. I feel like a beach in my own pants.